just the same way I interviewed you guys about your songs, you can interview me about this song that I wrote. It's about me moving to Baltimore. I'm moving to Baltimore this weekend. I'm gonna be closer to my mom and my little brother, so I'm excited about it. But in order to make a change, comes with a lot of just forgetting and like letting go of things that you're comfortable with, right? You have to let go of things you're comfortable with in order to get the things that you want to get, in order to move into new things. So I wrote this song about how I was feeling in the moment. I know I'm taking up space I'm not supposed to be. I gotta go ahead and get to where I gotta go. My calling rang, I put it on hold, now it's haunting me. I can't play about this life and let that door close. I mean, there's people in this world really dying. So who am I if I ain't always trying? You can lose yourself in a strange world. Don't never lose touch. Always go remind them that you're bigger than this, you're better than that. Forget your box, that isn't this, and this isn't that. Your spirit's way too big for it. You can't fit in that. I let the evils get the best of me, but that's in the past. Look, I'm present as ever, at attention forever. I'm ready for every setback and every endeavor. I can't chill on the sidelines. I live for adventure. Never forget who you are, and you'll be remembered for making it through. But most importantly, you'll be remembered for being you. Thank you. So, anybody have any questions to ask me about the song or about songwriting or anything? What's up?
How was you feeling making this song?
I wasn't feeling too good before I made the song, but after I wrote the song and I expressed how I was feeling, I felt better. But it's kind of like this bittersweet feeling of knowing like you feel better once you express yourself, but you still know that you have to actually stick to what you wrote or else you're gonna feel bad again, you know? So once you put it out there, once you say how you're feeling, you have to stay true to what you wrote, to what you said that you're gonna do, or else you're gonna end up making like another song about the same thing, and that's trash. Yeah, it's a whole song. It got other stuff to it, but that's just one verse from it. It's a snippet. The feeling it gives me when I listen back to it is like it just helps me remind myself of the decision that I'm making to make this move. It just keeps it fresh in my mind. Like anytime I feel like I'm like distracting myself or straying from the path that I'm setting out on, I just play the song and I remember how I was feeling in that moment, and I'm just like I got to stick to it, you know. So it's a relieving feeling when I go back to listen to the song, but at the same time it's still bittersweet because I know that I still have to make the decision to move, like to actually go through with what I said in the song. Yeah, it's a lot of emotions that come with it. Any other questions? I like that question. What's up? Visiting the garden. I want to come back. Anytime I come back to Ohio, I definitely want to come back and visit the garden. This has been an amazing experience. I've loved every bit of it. Yeah. What's up?
How have you used music as an outlet?
Okay. So, you know, a lot of times things happen that just don't make sense. You know, people treat you a way that doesn't make sense. People are mean to you. People that are supposed to look out for you sometimes, you know, they do things that make you feel like they're not trying to look out for you. And music has always been my way of expressing those feelings, any feeling that I felt. But a lot of times when I was going through times when I felt like people were doing things to me that didn't make sense, I would try to make sense of it by writing out what I was feeling. And it's kind of just become a reflective practice for me to take whatever emotions or whatever thoughts are in my head and kind of piece the puzzle together and figure out why I'm feeling this way and why, it just helps me understand what's going on in my mind. It's just a way for me to process what's going on in my mind.
So you mentioned music helps you process what's in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see music as a way to process both good and bad emotions? Do you normally use it to process one or the other?
I use it for both. So I was writing a lot of songs about how I felt like people that were supposed to be looking out for me weren't. I got stuck writing a bunch of bitter songs. And like I was saying, it sucks to be writing the same song over and over again. It's like I feel trapped writing the same song. So at a certain point, I made a decision that I was gonna just write, I was gonna make it like a little project about how I was feeling, and then I was going to move on from that feeling and move on to something else. So that was me processing bad emotions, but there comes a point when you've processed it enough. You feel like, all right, I'm kind of doing the same thing, the same thoughts keep circulating in my mind. I have to kind of come out of this and try something new, give myself a new experience to move past this. I went on to just finding new things to write about. I gave myself new experiences, try to go to new places, make new friends, meet new people, and have new things to talk about so that I could write about things that I did want to write about, you know, things that are good and things that make me feel happy. So you have to give yourself new experiences to write off of, because everything that you experience directly comes out into whatever it is that you write, whatever song that you're writing, whatever book, poem, or whatever it is that you're creating, it always comes out directly. So as we saw, we're like, you know, we got Fortnite poems, people playing Fortnite in the morning, so they come here, and then first thing on their mind is making a Fortnite song. Or if you guys might have been playing basketball yesterday, you come here, you know, make a basketball song, you know? And it's whatever you experience is going to come out in whatever you do. Whatever action you take, whatever song you write, just in general, everything that you do, everything that you experience comes out in it.
About how long would you say some of the songs take you to write? Do you usually write it or think about it and write it all down in a day, or does sometimes it take you, will you write a little bit and then in another couple weeks maybe you add to it? How does that happen?
So there was this challenge I was doing to my I was putting myself through, because I was stuck creatively. I was trying to push myself to really make music, because I felt like I just wasn't doing it the way that I wanted to. I felt like I had a lot on my mind that I wanted to express. So I challenged myself to wake up around 4 or 5 in the morning every day and be in the studio for about 2 hours. And I would just make a song. I would make the beat for the song and try to write whatever I could before I had to go to work in the morning at 8 a.m. So a lot of those songs I made during that time were just kind of like quick verses. This was like maybe like 4 months ago. A lot of those songs were just quick verses, whatever I could come up with in that short time frame. And then afterwards, when I had grown from what I was writing about during those times, I was able to come back to it and kind of also, I could add on another verse to it and talk about how I had grown from that, what I wrote previously, originally. So I could come back to it and really tell a story through it instead of just having it stuck in one place, instead of it just being like, I'm just writing about how I'm feeling bad right now. Now I can write about how I'm feeling bad right now, and I can come back to it 2 months later. And with the stuff that I've learned since then, I can come back to it and say, this is what I've learned since then. This is how I got out of that situation. And then hopefully I can put it out and it can help other people also. You know, if they're going through that same experience that I was experiencing, they can also see how I overcame it. And hopefully it can shed some light for them as well.
What inspired you to start rapping?
What inspired me to start rapping? It was that summer when Ransom by Lil Tecca came out. Polo G was dropping music. Polo G was still hot. And my cousin was playing all that music, and I was like, yo, this is kind of hard, because I was one of those guys that listen to like the lyrical rappers. Like I was listening to like Eminem and Tech Nine, and you might not know them, but yeah, people that rap fast. I was like, oh, you rap fast? That's dope. I want to rap fast too. So I was impressed by that. But then he started playing this other music that was like chiller, and I was like, I like this too. I started incorporating what I was listening to into my own music. And I would just take like the parts of it, because I didn't like everything about like what rappers like Polo G or Lil Tecca were saying. But I would take like the best parts of it that resonated with me, and then I would kind of just like hone in on that for my own music. So that's what inspired me to rap, because I was listening to a lot of rap music, and a lot of it resonated with things that I'd experienced and things that I felt. So I was able to understand what they were saying in the songs and be able to take the best parts of it, or the parts of it that resonated with me the most, and use them for my own music.
I have a question. I think most of us in this room performed or spoke on the songs we wrote, and some of us were a little bit more reluctant. Have you ever felt scared to speak out or to sing a new song that you just created?
I never feel scared or like nervous when I'm writing the songs, because when I'm writing the songs, I have my own home studio, so I'm always by myself when I'm writing my songs. But there's been times where like I would meet up with a friend, and he would make a beat, or we're working on the beat together, and then it's time to write the lyrics. and I would be like, I would freeze up, you know, because it was kind of like hard for me to open up that part of myself around, even though he's my best friend for years since we were 13, it's still kind of like hard to channel my own energy when I'm around other people like that, you know? I don't perform my songs that often. My first open mic was like 3 months ago, but when I was performing, I got on the stage, and these were songs that, like, when I rapped them in the studio, like, you know what I'm saying? I was real confident, like, I was, you know, you could hear it in the tracks. Like, I was definitely feeling it when I was by myself, when I wrote it and when I was recording it. And then I went to the open mic, and then I caught myself just, like, kind of just standing around. I had my hand in my pocket and the microphone in my hand like this. And I was kind of just, like, looking a little shy, a little nervous. I could rap these songs all the way through. But then when I got on stage, I got that stage fright. I was like, you know, like, I'm trying to rap it, but I'm forgetting my lyrics and stuff. And I'm like, hey, sorry, y'all. I just bombed. All right, first open mic, I bombed it. But what made me feel really good is that afterwards, one of the other performers at the open mic came up to me and she was saying that, you know, she felt like the music really resonated with her. So even though I don't feel like I performed to the best of my ability, I know that what I made in the studio, when I did create in the studio, at least it was powerful enough for somebody who was also resonated with it to recognize it. So, yeah, I was grateful for that part of it.
Have you ever seen the movie Let It Shine?
Bro, stop playing with me. Come on now. Let it shine. Come on now. Come on.
Does it relate to you in any way? What like parts of it do you relate to?
I relate to like the church aspect a lot because I grew up in the church. My mom is a gospel singer. I was writing gospel music when I first started writing around 10 years old because I wanted to be like my mom. And I also relate to like the father was he wasn't very supportive of what the son was trying to do. In the movie, the pastor, who was his father, didn't like rap music because he associated all of it with just negative things, you know? But the main character was able to take what he had heard in the rap music, he was able to make his own thing out of it that didn't sound like the mainstream what everybody else was putting out. He was able to stay true to himself and still incorporate the rap music. And at that point, I feel like it was kind of like if the father wasn't accepting the rap music, then he was just being closed-minded at that point. What's up?
This is like, what I'm about to say is funny. If you remember the final rap battle in the movie?
Yeah.
I love that. You ever memorized that?
Nah, but my little cousins have. I haven't.
I memorized part of this.
Yeah. But you just got served. Oh, yeah.
Can we say a big thank you to Corbin?
Thanks. Nobody had the best song, but they were all wonderful.